Westfield Memorial Hospital provides high-quality health care to residents of Western New York, offering patients the most sophisticated medical advancements while keeping the ease and familiarity of a community hospital. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Chautauqua Sunrise is made possible by a grant from Fredonia Place, a continuing care retirement community providing dignity in a modern luxury environment. Meter's Restaurant, a family tradition for over 50 years in downtown Ripley, is a proud supporter of Chautauqua Sunrise. Meter's provides all-day dining, banquet services, and custom catering, specializing in pie. Funding for Chautauqua Sunrise is provided in part by the Chautauqua County Industrial Development Agency, with offices in Jamestown, Dunkirk, and Westfield, helping businesses to prosper throughout Chautauqua County. From supporting people with disabilities to enjoy great lives, to providing health care services that are available to anyone, the Resource Center has been improving our county for more than 60 years. Learn more about how the Resource Center makes a positive difference in people's lives. From the Access Chautauqua Studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Chautauqua. We are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week from 9 to 10 a.m. Send events via email or call us live. Check us out on YouTube and Facebook. And now, from the Access Chautauqua Studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
Here I am. Woo! Good morning, everybody. I'm Doc Hamels. Welcome to Chautauqua Sunrise. We had ice in the wires, and I guess one of the things were jammed up in there, so we thawed that out, so we're better now. Well, it is a Chautauqua Sunrise. If you are looking out your window or you haven't opened up your eyes with your coffee, it's brilliant out there. Cold. It's about 11 degrees out there here in Mayville. It was 12 degrees out on the ridge in Ripley, but it's just absolutely gorgeous. Just the blue skies, nothing like it was yesterday. Woo! I hope you're all doing well and staying warm. I want to say good afternoon to all my listeners on WRFA 107.9, Low Power to the People in Jamestown on Tuesdays at 1 o'clock. Thanks for joining us. I don't know what the weather's going to be like Tuesday, other than it's supposed to be really cold. So I'm forecasting the future here that Tuesday you better bundle up as well, because I think it's supposed to have a high of like 12 or something crazy like that. Then it warms up a bit. But it is winter in Chautauqua County, and we love it nonetheless. I always tell people, I don't mind the cold, I just don't like being cold. So I wear like 15 layers of clothing, so I look like the Michelin guy or whatever. I have a just coat on coat on coat. Okay, well, want to remind you that throughout the show, if you have something you want to share, your club, organization, having a fundraiser, you want to do a shout out to somebody for anniversary, birthday, just say hi. If you want to ask a question of my guest or myself, give us a call at 716-753-5225. And if you think about something during the week and you want to send us your announcements that way, that's cool. ChautauquaSunrise@gmail.com. We'll get you in, and we'll be happy to share your information with you free of charge. This is public access TV, and everything we do here is free of charge because we're your TV station here in Chautauqua County. All right, let's see what other notes I have here. Oh, somebody's sending me something here. Hang on a second. All right, okay. Note here that if you have a Christmas tree, a live one or a formerly live one that you use during the holidays and you would like to drop it off at the Big Inlet Brewery over in just down the road in Mayville on Elm Flat Road, they are collecting the trees and they're going to have this big, huge fire. Big Christmas tree burn, I guess. But we got a phone call right off the bat, and my dear friend Mike from Portland is on the air. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Doc. How are you?
I'm cold. How are you?
well, I'm a little bit cold, although I'm still in my own house. I haven't gone outside yet. It's a little warmer here in Portland.
Is it?
It's 22.
What? How's that possible? Oh, of course, the sun is out now, and that may be helping things. So
Maybe.
What's up, Mike?
Oh, nothing too much. I couldn't call in last week, but I just wanted to wish you guys a happy New Year.
Thank you.
I did watch the show. Watch your New Year's prediction show on reruns or rebroadcast. I guess that's the right word.
Right.
Rebroadcast.
Yep.
So I really didn't have much to say, but just wanted to wish you all a good 2022.
Nice. Thank you, Mike, and same to you and all your family and friends out there in Portland.
All right.
We'll talk to you later, then. Thanks for calling in.
Okay, you're welcome. Take care.
Thanks, Mike.
Bye now.
Well, that was a perfect segue about our predictions last week. We, if you missed the show, because the show right after New Year's, everybody is tired and worn out. So for the last 8 years, I think, every year we brought the crew on and we make predictions. We gave up the resolutions part. Nobody read 50 books or lost 30 pounds or whatever it was. We kind of gave up on that because nobody scored well. But we do our predictions. And I should have changed it, Justin. Instead of will Tom Brady be in the Super Bowl, I should have changed it so I would have gotten an instant point. Will Antonio Brown be in the Super Bowl? What a situation that was. Holy mackerel, I haven't seen that before on TV. Anyways, if you missed the show, you can go back and find us on YouTube, and we had fun predicting the future of gas prices and milk prices and Apple stock prices and who's going to be in the Super Bowl and stuff like that. So anyways, it was a fun show. Let's see. Looking at my notes here, and we are coming up on our 400th show. The crew is bugging me on who my guest is going to be, and I'm keeping it a mystery. I might even put in the press release in the papers, mystery guest. So, but this individual knows they're going to be my guest, and they are preparing as we speak. But hard to believe that we are that old. Okay. As I was telling you, if you like to call in or share something, I'm going to demonstrate how it's done. Jeff, bring up that picture of that young fellow I sent in earlier, and I'll talk about this person when it pops up. This individual had a birthday yesterday. There he is. That's my baby brother, Bob. Happy birthday, Bob. You don't have to necessarily send in a picture, but we're happy to do that as long as you can prove to me who that person is. People used to call us the Bobsy Twins because my brother was kind of a sturdy-built young fellow, and he looked just like my twin brother. A lot of people think we were twins, but we are Irish twins, it's called. And when you overlap the same year, I guess you'd say, between births, my brother and I are like 11 months apart. So anyways, happy birthday, Bob, and we'll see you soon for your birthday. Thanks, Jeff, for popping that up. See how easy that was, folks? And got Happy New Year's from Mike from Portland. Happy birthday to Bob. And we're off and running for another year, 2022. I got used to saying that. It's got a good sound, 2022. All right, not as good as 2020, but oh well. All right, we're going to get into announcements here. Slide 15, Jeff. Here we go. Movies. Spencer is an imagining of what might have happened during a fateful royal holiday. The marriage of Princess Diana and Prince Charles has long since grown cold. Though rumors of affairs and a divorce abound, peace is ordained for the Christmas festivities at the Queen's estate. There's eating and drinking, shooting and hunting. Sounds like our family. We do the same thing, of course. Yeah, right. Diana knows the game, but this year things will be profoundly different. Spencer is rated R and is 117 minutes long. Nightmare Alley is going to be, Spencer's going to be shown on Wednesday the 12th. That's coming up this week. And then next Saturday is Nightmare Alley. Justin, this is right up your alley. Filmed partially in Buffalo, this new drama is characteristic of this director. His last name is, oh boy, here we go, Del Toro. I won't say his first name because I can't pronounce it. When this charismatic but down on his luck Stanton Carlisle, played by Bradley Cooper, endears himself to clairvoyant Xena. Clairvoyant Xena, I mean, it's got to be as clairvoyant with that name. And so the clairvoyant and her, I don't know how this reads, anyways, has been mentalist, and her mentalist husband, Peter, at a traveling carnival. Sometimes these read odd. He crafts a golden ticket to success using this newly acquired knowledge to gift the wealthy elite of the 1940s New York society. With the virtuous Molly loyally by his side, Stanton plots to con a dangerous tycoon with the aid of a mysterious psychiatrist, Kate Blanchett, who might be his most formidable opponent yet. Nightmare Alley is rated R and it's 150 minutes long. That sounds pretty good. I tell you about these movies because especially this time of year, there's something you might want to do. Upcoming movies at the Reg include Lady Gaga in the House of Gucci, and that's coming up on the 19th, and Disney's Encanto on January 22nd. That's by Steven Spielberg's adaptation. Wait a minute, hang on, wait. That's on January 22nd. And then we have Steven Spielberg's adaptation of West Side Story on the 29th, and that's at 8 p.m. Tickets are only $7, and they add a dollar for theater restoration, keep the place up. And some of the other shows from time to time might have different pricing, but right now, $7 a ticket. You can buy the tickets between 12 and 5 on Mondays and Friday, 12 to 8 on Wednesdays. For more information, give them a call at 716-484-7070. And that's at the Reg Lene Center for the Arts. Okay, this next one is an announcement. At the Chautauqua County Department of Health and Human Services Home Finding Team, that's a long word, will offer a foster parent open house on Thursday, January 13th. That's this week. Is it this week? Yeah, I guess it is this week. From 4 to 5, I get lost. From 4 to 5 p.m. and a second session from 6 to 7 p.m. The sessions will take place virtually via Zoom. If you enjoy working with children and you would like to help families in our community, consider attending this event. I know folks that do fostering. It's very rewarding. During the event, attendees will learn about the various foster care and adoption programs and meet our home finding team. This event is free and open to the public. Pre-registration is required. Foster care services in Chautauqua County provide out-of-home care for children in the custody of the Commissioner of Social Services. In other words, they've been mandated to be with them. Foster care plays an important role in providing temporary, safe, and nurturing homes to children when their parents are unable to care for them, for a variety of reasons. Children are placed in foster homes in situations where they've been removed from their own families because they have been abused or neglected, or because other family problems exist that endanger their safety. The children may range from infancy through 18 years of age and may have special medical, physical, or emotional needs. The children may belong to any ethnicity or race and be part of a group of brothers and sisters who need to remain together. If you're interested in more information regarding the program and would like to register for one of those virtual events, or you have questions, email Sarah Johnson at, this is the email address, ready? Johnson's with an S, so it's Johnson with an S on it, so it's Johnson's at chqgov.com. You can also visit their website, chqhhs.com. Okay? So something to think about if you're interested in working with kiddos. And good on you if you do. All right, this next one, we got a slide highlighting medication safety procedures. Did you know that Hope Chautauqua Coalition can provide free medication safety resources to our community? We are all about safe use, safe storage, and safe disposal of medication in the home. A lot of people have stuff sitting around their homes for years and years and years, and it's just, this includes animal medications and things like that. So, reducing the risk of prescription medication being misused or falling into the wrong hands. If you are interested in receiving any resources that we'll be talking about here in a second, please reach out to their outreach specialist, Jameson Jaffrey, at 366-4623. This medication safety resources includes medication storage, prescription lock boxes. The prescription lock is designed to be a tamper-evident lock box that can be used to store narcotics and other sensitive prescriptions. A 4-combination lock is included, holds common vial sizes, a deterrent to those seeking unauthorized access to medications. And if any of you are watching right now and think this is like not a problem, trust me when I say this, this is an issue in our community all around the world. People are using medications that are not prescribed for them, and they're doing things that are inappropriate. So get them under lock and key. Prescription lock bags. This is a new one, I haven't heard this before. The locking medication bag is ideal for any individual on prescription or over-the-counter medication. Provides a safe and secure way to store and travel with medications. A lot of people are flying and so forth. Especially important for pain medications, insulin, syringes, sleeping pills, and other mood-altering prescription medications. Comes with a set of keys. That's new. Also, medication disposal. So what do you do with these things? They have these special pouches from a company called Deterra. Deterra Drug Deactivation System pouches provide a safe, convenient, and permanent disposal of unused, expired, or unwanted medications at home or in a clinical setting. Their plant-based Deterra pouches use organic, proprietary activated carbon to deactivate drugs and prevent future environmental contamination. Comes in small, medium, or large pouch sizes. Again, give Jameson a call at 366-4623 if you are interested. And finally, I'm just going to summarize this one because it's been kind of like a moving target. It's been changing. There's a conference coming up called Life Interrupted, and it's about dementia education for caregivers. Once again, we've had folks on the show talking about folks with dementia, Alzheimer's, and so forth. This is a continuing, growing concern where somebody in your family has dementia or Alzheimer's, and those that are surrounding that individual could use some training how to help them out in the case of an emergency. And my Rotary Club, Westfield Mayville Rotary Club, has teamed up with the Office for the Aging, with the Alzheimer's of Western New York, the Children's Safety Village, Chautauqua County Safety Village, as well as the Westfield YWCA. Rather to go into great detail about this, because they're going to be on next week to tell you all about it, but if you're interested in signing up, there's a room for, I think, 24 folks, and they're going to be providing this program on February 5 at Fredonia State College, and it's free of charge, and there's going to be 2 sessions, one from the Alzheimer's group from 9 to 11:30 that's going to talk all about the disease, and then an American Heart program for first aid and CPR is going to be provided by the Chautauqua Safety Village. So trust me when I say this, folks that are dealing with family members and friends that are suffering from this disease really need to have some of this training, and you can help those individuals stay healthy, safe, and you're going to have a great sense of relief and knowing that you can help them in the case there's an emergency. because it's complicated. With that, I'm going to take a little break, and we're going to be right back because my guests are waiting to come on.
Why should young people care about the spread of coronavirus? Well, we know that people with underlying medical conditions over the age of 60 are at highest risk, but they've got to get it from somebody.
So we're asking everyone to be selfless for others so that we can protect those who are most susceptible.
Not going to bars, not going to restaurants. It all just means physical separation so that you have a space between you and others.
For more information on how you can social distance, please go to coronavirus.gov.
I'm staring at the screen there, and I'm looking at this business about coronavirus and so forth. And we were just talking with the crew earlier. It's been just about 2 years when this all broke loose. I don't know what more to say about it. I really don't. There are people that have been hesitant to get the vaccine, and many of them that I know have gotten coronavirus and have gotten very sick. There's people that have chose not to get the vaccine, got coronavirus, and they hardly got sick at all. It's up to you. It's your choice. But remember, as they just said, if you choose not to get vaccinated and you're a spreader, you may be giving it to people that don't have a choice, that could be fragile, maybe already vaccinated for that matter, maybe already boosted, but if they have other, what they call comorbidities, like heart disease or diabetes or some kind of a lung condition, and they've already been vaccinated, but if you are a carrier and you haven't been vaccinated, you could give it to them and they still could get sick and, well, end up in a bad place. So, food for thought. We've talked about this. We've brought on the professionals. We've done shows on this. Please think about that, okay? Well, the story begins a number of years ago when I wrote an article about small town USA, and in my column called From Out of the West that I write for Silver Magazine, which is produced by the Post Journal. That was a long time ago. And then I got an email, I believe, from somebody called Tonia, and she says, you need to come to Randolph and learn about our small town. And then I ended up doing an article about Randolph. So Tonia, welcome back to the show in a different way, in a different form. You've been on the show before,
Yes.
But that's how you and I met. I didn't even know Mark at that point.
I didn't. Well, I did, but not
you
at
did,
that
but
time.
didn't. Yeah,
Right.
you knew
Yep.
him from way back, and you can tell that story. But then somehow you got hooked up with this guy, and then you're on my show years later
I know.
talking about other cool stuff.
Crazy.
You're very crazy. It's a small world that we live in, huh? Mark, welcome back to the show.
Thank you very much.
The guys, they sent me a note and said that you were on the show in 2017, but you were with Jeff, but you've been on the show with me.
Mm-hmm.
So it must have been after that, somewhere along the line.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, so
Later that year.
about a year, what was that?
Later that year.
Or later that year in 2017?
With you.
Oh, then again with
It
me.
was Jeff, with Jeff first.
Jeff first,
Right.
then me. Okay. Anyways, so it's been a few years, and you guys have been like going like gangbusters. I watch you on Facebook. So anyways, so where are we going to start? Let's start from the beginning. So you and Tonia knew each other in elementary school, right?
That's
Here-
correct.
Right here.
Right
here
down
in
the
this
hall.
building.
Right down the hall. So
Kindergarten.
welcome back.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's fun to come back.
Every time.
So you went on your merry way, and then you had your separate lives and then came back. But during that time, Mark, you were doing some cool things, like things that I don't even want to think about.
Well, yeah. Talking about the beginning of my coaching, I guess it started back in 1997. Got into triathlon and started coaching people. This will be year 25. It just blows my mind that much time has gone by, and the world has really changed a lot dramatically since then. Not to mention what's happening recently with COVID. So, really happy to still be doing it.
So in 1997, you started with what? Triathlon, you said?
Doing triathlon myself and started coaching people. And it wasn't really a goal to coach people, it just started happening. Everywhere I went when I was training myself, people would stop me and ask me questions about, can you show me how to do that? You know, swimming or biking or whatever. And so then I asked the question, can I make a living at this? And I just started doing it instantly, and it just exploded.
So for people who are listening that may not be in tune to what triathlon is, what does it involve?
Well, historically it involves swimming, biking, and running in that order, and there's different distances as well. There's a sprint distance, Olympic distance, half a long distance triathlon, and then there's the full distance, which is commonly known as the Ironman. So I started doing all of that, and that first year, 1997, I did a long distance triathlon, and that involves a 1.2 mile swim, a 56 mile bike ride, and a 13.1 mile run. And so I was
all in the
hooked.
same day?
Oh yes, yeah, and that's just the half.
Wait
distance.
a minute.
Yeah.
I do this over a course of a month.
And that's fine. I always tell people you don't have to be an Ironman or do a full distance triathlon to be healthy and fit and happy.
You swam over a mile, then you got on your bike for 56 miles, and then you ran 13 miles?
That's correct.
Over a course of how much time?
Well, the fastest I've ever done is 4 hours and 36 minutes. So.
Let's have a dramatic pause right now. What? In 4 hours?
Yeah.
Oh my. Huh. So where did this idea come from, to get into triathlon?
Well, I'm sure we probably mentioned this the first time we were on the
Right.
show, or maybe the second time. I was already a runner since I was 12 years old, right here in Mayville, doing the Sea Lion Run.
Oh, okay.
Way back when.
Was that cross country or
No, that was that was just on
5K type thing?
Yeah, 5K or 5 miler actually. The Sea
Okay.
Lion Run was a 5 miler. It was a fundraiser, and I did that as a 12-year-old, and I enjoyed it, and then kept doing sports, of course, as a young man, and then. By the time I was 29 years old, I think, I decided I'd already done some New York City Marathon and so on, and I thought triathletes were the fittest in the world, in my opinion. I mean, in the magazines, they just look so fit, so strong, and I wanted to do that. So I started doing it, and that led to coaching.
Wow.
Yeah.
Super. I think we have something that shows your 25 years. Jeff, can you bring that up? I don't know if you can do that. Let's see if he can find that. It was the one I sent you, Jeff. There it is.
There you go.
Competitor, coach, race director, 25 years in triathlon.
Yeah.
Wow.
Blows my mind.
But what I like is it says caring, compassionate, motivating.
That's what they say.
Move it, Buttercup, now!
Yeah.
Well, good for you.
Thank you.
And these are the stories that I love to bring to Chautauqua Sunrise. The cool stuff of Chautauqua County, what you're doing for yourself, your family, because I know poor Tonia's been dragged into all this.
It's true.
It's true, she said.
It's true.
And of course, for the lives that you touch. And we'll get to that in a second. So, Ironman, you mentioned. I know Bob Burke, Dr. Burke, he's been an Ironman over the years.
True.
So, why don't you tell us what triathlon is 3 things, but Ironman is a bunch of other things?
Well, no, an Ironman just is an actual brand. That's a company. But it also refers to a distance in triathlon, and that's a 2.4 mile swim, 112 mile bike ride, and a 26.2 mile run, commonly known as the marathon.
And you're going to tell me this is all in one day?
That's all in one day as
You
well.
got to be kidding me.
It's true.
Oh my gosh.
It's true.
I just,
It is pretty overwhelming. In fact, that's why people hire me to coach them in their first Ironman, because it's overwhelming. It's like trying to have a 7-course meal all at once for your first time ever. It's too much, right? Or I usually, this analysis and comparison, it's like if you were to try to eat a pizza, an entire pizza for the first time you ever had pizza, it would be impossible, right? So how do you do it? Well, you eat a piece at a time, a bite at a time, and you break it down into half and quarters and eighths and all that, and that's exactly how you approach an Ironman. You take it piece by piece, learn, what you can do now, what can you do now, and then you start putting it all together. But again, you don't have to do one of those in order to have a really great life and health. You don't have to. So, although that's an extreme thing, and people really want to do an Ironman, they're like, oh my, I really want to do that, and then I'll get a tattoo saying I did it. You don't have to do that to be really healthy and strong. I coach several athletes who have never done one, never will, and they're perfectly happy, very healthy. And so I just want to promote movement, especially now with COVID and all the craziness that's going on in the world. Now is the best time to be moving. We need it.
okay. So, we're going to talk about everyday people now.
Right.
We're not going to talk about
Right.
Ironmen.
Yep.
I'm assuming there's Iron women.
Oh, yes.
I'm still looking at the numbers and thinking you did that in one day. It's like, just answer this question. Only this question. Why would you want to do that?
Well,
I mean,
fear is a good reason, actually, because it's a challenge. You know, I've known a guy who decided he wanted to just start walking.
Right.
And he walked down the block because he had heart issues. And then he decided that he was going to walk 2 miles and then walked out of town and then walked to the next town. And before you know it, he's walking across the country. You know, that's how it goes. You just wonder, how far could I walk?
Gotcha.
And this is the same thing. You start going in a direction. And if anyone told you what you were going to have to go through to reach that, you would be overwhelmed and crushed by the potential of the task is too huge. So you just set out in a direction. I didn't really know I wanted to do an Ironman, but I wanted to start doing triathlon because I thought I wanted to look like that. I wanted to feel what it felt like to do that. But certainly the fear of doing an Ironman is daunting, but then you do it. And then you wonder if you can do it faster. Right? That's usually the way it works. Well, I think I can go an hour faster, you know, or whatever. And it doesn't make any sense, and you probably shouldn't ever do that. But that's how goals start.
Right. I'm good with goals. But
Right.
that's just trying to wrap my head around the distances. That's all. I'm just, oof. And I know, and I get it. Little bites. I mean, I'm just a very, very common bike rider, and I remember being excited that I went like 2 miles the first time.
Right.
And then eventually I rode 44 miles for ride for Roswell, and then everybody's going like, holy cow. And I go, oh, it wasn't that big of a deal. I was tired. I was sore. Yeah, I may not do it again, but it was like I did it, you know.
Yep.
So how many Ironman competitions
I've done
have you
10. I've done 10. And that's plenty enough. I don't have to ever do one again. I really don't.
You're good. You got that out of your system.
You know, I'm getting older.
Yeah.
Right? And your body can... I want to be a healthy man at 90. You know, and part of being healthy is not overdoing it, too.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, a lot of people do overdo. And the trouble with doing something like that kind of distance and that kind of push, is that you then... you've done it. So what do you do after that? After you've hit that? Mm-hmm. You know, I know a guy, Dean Karnazes, who's a long distance runner. He ran across the country from California to New York, and at the end he couldn't stop. So what he did, he ran to Missouri after that. He accomplished the goal, and then he ran back to Missouri. Because at that point you can't stop. So it is unhealthy. In my opinion, I think it can get. It is an addiction. There are many people who use a triathlon as a way to get out of addiction. Then they're still stuck with themselves.
They didn't.
Addiction isn't. It's not the substance. It's you, right?
Yeah.
It's you. It's not the thing that you were using for the addiction. So, getting out, understanding yourself is what it's all about. Whether it's triathlon or cycling or heroin or cocaine,
Right.
It's like I have to understand myself.
Right.
That's what it is to overcome. So you use something to understand and learn about yourself. And of course, triathlon is a better addiction, but eventually you start to realize, I need to stop. And going long. The Iron Cowboy just did 100 Ironmans in 100 days.
What?
Now that's on the brink of insanity, in my opinion. And so you don't have to do that. But there's always someone working the edge.
Yeah.
Right? There's someone working the edge for all of us regular people. And you just, how much can we do? What can you do? Steph Curry in basketball. We love the Golden State Warriors. Mm-hmm. And he's smashing through what you can do as a shooter. Right? And in golf. In everything. What's the edge? How far can we go? How good can we be? Wow. That's the bottom line. So
I'm inspired here, but Tonia, you're not sitting there quiet. So what are you doing any of this stuff? I don't mean stuff. These activities, I should say.
So good question.
Thank you.
Right before I met Mark, I did an indoor try, the Kick Cabin Fever at Chautauqua I did that with no training, 2 days before I saw it, and I said, oh, this sounds like fun. So I grabbed my 13-year-old and we went and we did it. And that's 15 minutes of swimming, 15 minutes on a stationary bike, and 15 minutes on a treadmill. And you're still a triathlete because you did all 3 of those together.
Okay.
So a couple years go by, then I get back with Mark. I'm not doing any of that. I mean, I'm completely not doing any of that. So we started walking. For our wedding, I got a bike. And right after our wedding, I started cycling. And I'm not a runner, but we walk a lot. So I do the activities because then in 2017, we formed our company, Wilson Endurance Sports, and started producing races that people could do. The first question that everybody asked me when they were checking into our races, oh, are you a triathlete too? And so I said, I better be able to answer this question, yes. So in 2018?
I believe so.
I think 2018, I did the Little Fish here in Mayville. Because it's not one of our events, I can't do our events because I'm too busy working at our events. So we had to find one that worked with our schedule, and it was a sprint. So it was that one a 750 meter swim, like a 15-mile bike, and then a 5K run at the end. So yes, I did that, and so yes, I am a triathlete. Do I do that anymore? No. I swim.
Check.
I know, but you know, Mark's passion in life is to have people move and be healthy and just keep going. And so that's what I do. So the first time when we were swimming indoors, training at JCC a couple of years ago, I did 50 laps. Woohoo! I was so excited. And of course, my wonderful exuberant husband says, that's great, 50 more and it would have been 100. So, so you have to keep going. You can't just be happy with, little steps.
But the key is you
keep
have somebody,
going.
you got a cheerleader.
I do.
And so many times, many of us, me included to a point, is that we're working in isolation. Our spouses are working somewhere or not home, or when we're on our own. And so maybe you can answer this down the road as we're going along here. How do you motivate yourself when it's just you?
Oh boy, thank you for asking.
Was that a good lead-in?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
The thing is that I use extreme thinking to get my body moving. I just think of it this way: it's like when I don't want to go work out, I think of someone who's in a lot more pain than I'm in, or having a life that is really hard. Some people don't have legs to run. Some people don't have arms to swim. And that doesn't stop. I know people who don't have both of those and they still do it, by the way. I know folks who do that. And so I use that to motivate myself, to change perspective. It's all about perspective. When we think our life is so bad, many times we wake up and we think, oh, my life is so bad. And I just use that perspective for myself to say, there's somebody right now who has it so much worse than me, that I should just be happy I've got what I've got right now and just do it. Whether it's walking or swimming or biking or running, being happy, just in mental state. Our mental state is huge. It leads the physical state. It leads it. So we have to make sure that our mental state is in line and gets us there, because that makes it move.
There's an old adage, and I guess it fits here, as the head goes, the body will follow.
For sure. For sure. All the greats at anything they do, Tom Brady, Steph Curry, it's the mental game. You see Steph talking to himself all the time on the court. He'll take a shot, he'll miss it, and then he'll think about the shot, visualize what happened. Oh, right, and then he talks himself out. And as they say, I guess in the NFL too, which you have to have amnesia. You have to forget what was bad. Forget about it. Move on to the next thing. Dwelling on the bad stuff will kill you. It will literally kill you. So, as they say in NA and A, fake it till you make it. Right? State Hi, I'm Mark. I'm an alcoholic, but understanding that right now I'm not having a drink, one day at a time. I'm not taking a drug, one day at a time, right? And so you change it and you say, I'm going to walk today. I'm just going to walk one day at a time.
Yeah, that's all you got.
Right, exactly. We don't know about the future.
You know, I have a mantra that I use every day, and it's simple as this: it is always now.
Absolutely. Yes.
It's always now. If you're any place other than right here, me and you and the three of us, then you're somewhere else.
Correct.
And it's probably not where you want to be.
Correct.
You're worried about what happened yesterday, or you're anxious about tomorrow, and it's like, you know, my mom was a beautiful worrier. She was great. And I said, you know, Mom, I don't worry. She goes, why not? I said, I tried it once and it didn't help.
Exactly.
That's very true.
It's so true.
Yep.
I said, I got all this anxiety going, and nothing got better.
Focusing on the solution it's beautiful. It's magical, in fact. It's actually magical. Because you can be in one moment that now that you're talking about, oh my gosh, look how bad it is right now. And thinking about it and feeling it physically, how bad it is right now. But then we say, you know what, we're going to find a way to do this. We're going to find a way to make it work. We're going to find the solution to this. We don't know what it is right now, but we're going to find it.
You must have interesting dinners.
This poor
Does he
girl.
ever get through a meal? I can just see him talking through your old supper. I'm right. I know I was right.
Just happened last night.
But you know, I think that's the message so many of us need right now is somebody saying to us, you can do this. It's okay.
Absolutely.
But focus. Stay focused. And have a plan. And in preparation, like you were worried about getting the question about if you were a triathlon or a biathlon or whatever, I had prepared myself for today, so I had to make sure I got down on my bike down in the basement at least twice this week. No, good for you, because then you can say to you, have you been exercising? Oh, yes, I have. But you know what I do? I do something different than most people. They use a timer or whatever. I get on my iPhone, I put it on my mirror, because I take my mirror, make a little stand, and I turn it on, and I start out with my song list, and I go, today I'm going to write for 3 songs, and then 5 songs, and I keep adding a song, because I'm a musician, so I have to listen to it anyways. And so that's what I do.
Perfect.
So hopefully tomorrow, even though it's now, the plan is, for today's plan is that I will continue and do that, you know, until we get out in the weather. This past summer, I was a terrible bike rider. I was bad. Didn't get anything done. But my goal is to get better. Okay, so you've been doing coaching. So how does somebody get hooked up with you? I mean, do you have ads? Do you have an office? What do you do?
Yes, this is really where Tonia steps in big time. I mean, certainly I motivate people and I talk to them and listen to them and so on. But we advertise, of course, on our website, coachmarkwilson.com, and we advertise on Facebook. And our events really do the advertising for us. We have 23 events, 22 in New York State and 1 in Connecticut. And running events from 5K or 1 mile all the way to the marathon, and sprint triathlon all the way to a half triathlon, which is the Cassadaga Man in Cassadaga in the fall. So, you know, people can email us, Tonia at coachmarkwilson.com or coachmarkwilson@gmail.com. But our website is pretty popular now. You can Google triathlon and we're on page 1, or triathlon coaching, we're on page 1. You know, so our events have taken off, and so people have access to us via internet. But we had a lot of phone calls too. People emailing in, asking questions. You know, I'm looking to do this or that.
This is a hard question.
Okay.
What is the description of the typical person that contacts you? I'm talking about gender, age group, location, all that sort of thing. Kind of walk me through that.
Usually, it's people who have done 2 or 3 years of triathlon on their own, experimenting, trying, you know, seeing if they like it. I don't know if they can commit to that next level. And they're anywhere from 45 years old to 65 years old.
Okay.
That's who we are right now.
See, I do a biathlon. I ride my bike and then I stop because I'm tired and then I walk.
It still counts. It still counts.
Oh, biathlon.
It works.
It still counts.
I'm playing around. But so, and I think that's where I want people to know that this isn't, you know, the 16-year-old necessarily is going to go, but mature adults that want to continue.
For sure.
Do you have people that are interested in triathlon that says, day one, how do I get started?
Yes, a lot of those folks come to our training practices in Cassadaga. We swim mostly on Monday nights in Cassadaga at Cassadaga Beach. Wednesday nights we swim, bike, and run. And we offer that free to anyone who wants to come. So let's say someone is a swimmer, they can come and swim with us. And then they go, wow, maybe I should try riding my bike, or maybe I can start walking and maybe become a runner. Or maybe they're a runner and they want to learn how to swim. You know, so they're not a triathlete, but they've done some sort of the other sports before, whether it's cycling or running or swimming. And then once they meet us, they meet Tonia and she's swimming, and they meet me and they meet some of the other athletes, they find someone that really is just like them. They were a beginner last year, and oh, you got to come and do this.
Right.
And that's how it works. We really believe in the community of the people we have, not just triathletes, the people we work with and are with. That means everything to us. It's the community that really carries the individuals. It's the community. This radio show helps individuals, right? This TV show, it helps individuals.
It's both, because you're on radio.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's the community always helps the individual. It's individuals that rise out of the community that take the lead. Leadership is really, really important, right?
I've been involved with an organization called Chautauqua Leadership Network. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. And it basically grows leaders and brings leaders or aspiring leaders together to form networks and so forth. And one of the key components of leadership is a healthy community. And so it's hitting exactly what you're saying, Mark and Tonia. So that's way cool. Now, I got to ask you a funny question, and you don't have to answer in detail, but if you were running all this stuff free, how do you make a living off this?
Well, our philosophy is give, and then everything grows from there. You
takes
have
care of
to
itself.
give.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we give our time on every single Monday night, beginning in mid-May, all the way to October.
Wow.
We give every Monday night to our community to swim. We give every Wednesday to swim, bike, and run.
Okay.
We give money to the local charities, the libraries, the fire department, the fire police, the Chautauqua County Fire Police, backpack programs for children. I mean, everywhere we go, we give money to the charity that the locals want us to give to. Because if you don't give, you never receive.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. It's a cycle.
Yes.
It takes care of itself.
That is the way it works. That's one of the keys to living.
So that's the triathlon side of your life, but then you do personal training and you charge for that, I'm assuming.
Yes, of course. People come to events, they pay for our events. Sponsors, companies can become sponsors of our events. We have wonderful sponsors all across New York State, and that's one way that helps us pay our bills, right? We need to live too and pay our bills. We charge for our events. I charge for my coaching, minimal amount of money in my opinion.
It's okay.
No, and I used to charge a lot more. And I heard through the grapevine that people weren't coaching with me because of the amount. And I said, I can't have that. I want to coach people.
Yeah.
So I lowered my rate by like 300%. And
Took down the barriers.
Took that level out,
And then you grew.
Yeah. And so it's just growing. And so most people can afford to coach with me. Most everybody. And if they can't, I'll find a way that they'll work. If they want it, because that's the key, by the way. You'll never find me walking down the street stopping people saying, hey, you should become a triathlete, because I don't believe in that. It has to come from them. They have to want it. When they ask me, then I'm happy to give it. Happy to give it. In fact, we offer a 30-minute free phone consultation. You can call me at my area code 914-466-9214. If you want to find out, if you have an interest in learning how to lose weight or get moving or get involved in us or somewhere around the planet in triathlon or some sort of movement, call me. Happy to give you 30 minutes of my time.
Cool. We got some pictures.
Okay.
Jeff keep whispering in my ear, we got pictures and we want to make sure. So you keep on the dialogue and you can add to the storyline. How's that? Okay?
Sounds good.
So, Jeff, I don't know what the pictures are, so let's pop them up. Good shot there.
Yeah, again, the physical connection with people, which made it interesting during COVID, that's why we're going elbow to elbow right here. It's just that people need connection, right? Community. And before every race, I do that with every single person before they go in the water. And in fact, I know many of their names, and I try to call them by name.
Nice.
So, again, when they come out of the water, it's important, first of all, to send them in with love and then also receive them with love.
Right. you made it. You made it.
Right,
That'd be me.
exactly. And they appreciate that.
I would come out of the water and say, what day is it?
Yeah.
All right.
Again, I love competing myself, not just to compete, but to stay fit and to be a leader of the sport, to still be doing it myself. It's really important.
Yeah,
right?
you're an example. You're a model for the others. Yeah.
And it's what we do. I love working with people. I love helping people. They help me. We do a prayer. I do a prayer before every single race, and Tonia joins me, and anyone who wants to join us can. And so I always do this prayer. I tell them, because I need it. I'm tired. I'm working hard, and in order to get to that next level, I just do a short prayer.
For those who are listening on the radio right now, we're seeing pictures of swimmers in wetsuits, I guess you call them.
Wetsuits, yeah.
And they've been swimming, and now we got a picture of someone in a recumbent bike. Is that what I'm looking at?
This is a young man.
Yep.
Go ahead, honey.
This is Max.
Hey, Max.
I think Max is 8 or 9.
Yep,
He did our Cassadaga Kids Triathlon this year. Absolutely incredible little athlete.
Good for him.
And he did the whole bike and that, and then he did the whole run.
Wow.
And he swam too. He's amazing. So our events aren't just for, people that are able to do a full Ironman. It's anybody.
I don't know if you've heard of Infinity, but we work closely with them with programming here, and they're encouraging the young folks to get in the arts. It's the same idea. You start them young, and you have lifelong interest and hobbies and activities that keep you healthy and vibrant, and really makes a difference. Great. Okay.
Well, our kids triathlon, this is another one of the kids.
How old are these little kiddos?
Oh, we have them from 4 years old up until 14, and we started the Cassadaga Kids Triathlon in 2019, and we had, I think, 28 kids. And then, of course, we didn't do it in 2020. In 2021, this last year, we had 98 kids.
What?
Yes.
Wow.
It was incredible.
Amazing.
And the great thing about the kids triathlon is, in school, they have team sports. Not everybody is a team sport player.
Not at all.
This is something that they can do individually, that they can do for their whole life.
Okay, crush my ego. How far do they do all these activities?
100-meter swim, a 3-mile bike ride, and a 1-mile run.
Super easy for
I could be a kid again.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Wow. All right, super. Okay, what do we got here? Pictures.
Pictures. We do a Kbr Kayak Bike Run. So for anybody who doesn't want to swim, but still wants to do all of it, we offer the kayak portion, and we do that in September. And we have running events, as you can see.
And what's your running events? 5Ks or 10Ks or what?
A 1-mile, 5K, 10K, half marathon, and marathon. So it's a festival. So there's one on Memorial Day weekend in Cassadaga, Cassadaga Lakes Running Festival, and then there's one at the end of the season, bookends our season, on Labor Day weekend. In Randolph, end of September. Around Tonia's birthday, and that's the same thing, 1 mile. It's called the Amish Country Running Festival, 1 mile, 5K, 10K, half marathon, and marathon.
And typically, what's the fees to participate?
They start out, even like the 1 mile, I start that at $15.
Okay.
And everybody gets a t-shirt, everybody gets a medal, everybody gets the food. We have a beer zone, Southern Tier Brewing Company is our sponsor for that. So all the fun things that they do, up to, our marathon is $110.
Okay.
So, but I have price increases. You can sign up early. Yeah. So
it depends on what you want to do.
Sure.
I asked because people are probably wondering.
Sure.
And on my show, we just talk. I mean, just get it out there instead of like some people, I don't want to talk about. Well, at my show, you're going to talk about it because we want information out there. And people say, well, I can do $15. I can do $25. And for the marathoners, that's normal. I mean, they're used to for whatever. So for the $100 and some, what's involved? What do they get for that?
Yep, they get their food. We have aid stations for the marathon, half marathon. We have aid stations every mile.
Yeah.
And those aren't just water. Those are, we have Hammer products. So they're getting gels, they're getting Heed, which is an electrolyte drink.
Yeah.
So they get that. We do pickles, we do pickle juice, we do candy, chips, anything that they might want while they're out there, and then they need the salt or they need the sugar,
So
that kind of thing.
this is a professionally
yeah.
run activity, just that's sanctioned by whatever. I have to digress for a second. Pickle juice?
Pickle juice.
What's with that?
For cramping, there's a lot of sodium in there.
Okay.
And athletes ask for it, so we give it.
Okay, I'll put that back in my mind for that one. You heard it. Remember that, folks? Middle of the night, if you have a Charlie horse, get out of that pickle juice.
That's right.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a doctor.
There you go.
What else we got?
More kids triathlon,
real
Cassadaga Kids
monkeys.
Triathlon. Yeah,
Very
you can
cute.
see how young they are and just the excitement. Look, they're the cutest ever. Right? It's the cutest event you'd ever see. In fact, we had so many spectators between mom, dad, grandparents, aunts and uncles, friends and family. I mean, it was huge, and it's really an exciting event. If you get to come and see this,
And
you
that's
should
going
really
to be
check it out.
on.
That's on August, August 13th.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, 2022.
Okay, we're going to try to squeeze in a phone call.
Okay.
Okay.
Good morning, caller.
Calling so late, Doc. Good morning, Tonia and Mark, and good luck with your triathlon. Congratulations on doing this, and Happy New Year.
Well, thank you. Same here.
This is Linda Spalding.
Yeah, I know who you are.
Okay, I won't hold you up. I know I called late. It's
Okay.
a beautiful day, and stay warm.
In the neighborhood. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank
bye.
you. Bye-bye.
All right. Well,
So
all these well-wishers. Yes.
I know. So one other thing,
Yes, ma'am.
all of our triathlons you can
Yes.
do as a relay team.
Oh, cool.
So you and two of your friends,
Okay.
hello, could come and you split it up that way. So if you think, oh my gosh, this is just too overwhelming, I can't do it, but you can ride your bike for 13 miles, let's
That
say.
I can do.
Right.
See, and you can find somebody who can swim 400 meters, and then you can find someone else that can run 2 miles.
I
Those
can
are
do
our
that.
sprint triathlons.
Yeah. They could even walk it if they wanted.
Cool. Yeah. All right. Cool.
See?
We have more pictures? Oh, there's more pictures. What are you doing? Giving money away.
Yep, looks like we gave some money to, is this the
That's
Randolph?
community covered.
Yeah, community covered in Randolph. We gave them $300 as
That's a
just
duathlon.
the duathlon that we do in May. We have we run, bike, run, 2-mile run, 10-mile bike, 2-mile run.
Okay.
2 events in May.
Let's show 2 more pictures because we're running out of time. Okay, there's another one. Ooh.
Yep, there's the 7,000 for the Cassadaga Library, Stockton and Cassadaga Libraries. They
Sweet.
approached us, so we created an event, Cassadaga Lakes Running Festival on Memorial Day weekend.
Okay. And one more picture, and then we're going to finish up here. Oh,
And that's us.
There's your logo, Wilson Endurance Sports.
Yeah.
And that's, how's that for timing? I got them all in.
You did?
Okay, folks, you got, I don't know, 3/4 of a minute left. What do you want to say?
Thank you for allowing us to be on here.
Absolutely, my
It's a
pleasure. I
real
get
honor.
juiced up when you guys are here.
So glad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, a phone number?
Yeah, you can call me direct, area code 914-466-9214. Happy to help out.
Okay, and Tonia, how about a website?
CoachMarkWilson.com.
Okay, and you're on Facebook, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Wilson Endurance.
Yep. And Instagram, Wilson Endurance Sports.
Holy crow! That was like one of the fastest shows I've done ever. Oh, great seeing you guys, and
Thank you.
congratulations on what you've done. I mean, where you've come from when the first time I interviewed you till now, it's like great stuff.
Yeah.
I wish you lived a little closer to me. Anyways, have a great year, and hopefully with this COVID isn't a problem for you folks. Folks, I'm Doc Hamels. You've been watching Chautauqua Sunrise. My guests today have been Mark and Tonia Wilson. And we're going to do this all again next week, so stay tuned next week, and you can watch us over and over again on channel 1301 on Spectrum, or go to YouTube. We're there forever. Bye-bye. Thanks for...